Hey everybody, very good morning. Welcome back to the pre-market outlook session for the first day of the week. And the entire week is going to be acting as a crucial path for making the October month's trend behavior, most of all. And this week is the market. In terms of movement, it will be utilizing any pullback or any retracement to acquire a decent to higher volume even we can expect in today's and in any rest of the week's days moment if it is attracting selling. So the selling would be in the way of making everyone aware that the selling, if any, is happening starting from today to any day in this week. That should be utilized for reducing your positions and with an intention to participate at the dips. Participate in the dips in the sense around the support zones we have provided in our weekly market outlook report as well as discussed in the Saturday's meeting. The levels of 25,145 would be anyway acting as a interim range shift zone. But the core range shift zone was almost 24,700 only we have been maintaining. But this 25,145 would also acting as a interim based a range shift zone. If it is closing below this 25,145, nothing to worry about that. What may happen means 25,000 and 24,900 around the zone would be acting as a core reversing or a demand zone for the Nifty. So until then, every dip also can be enjoyed. So to make this thing with an opportunity to participate in the dips and all, we wanted to make everyone aware of this behavior based one if it is happening in the week. So that's the main point we wanted to make you all know and aware prior to the today's market outlook session. Based on the recent week, we can actually recap it how it was happened means. The last week actually started with a cautious note, and with that caution, the market approached till the Tuesday's end. So for the recent weeks, first 2 days was in the make of a new uptrend as it has witnessed in the Tuesday's movement itself. Afterwards, the midweek got risen and continuously moving up and also closed above our interim range shift zone of 25,145. Also moved above 25,331 and 25,400 above also. So formed the top around Thursday's movement. We can check out in the chart that the 25,448 was the high, and that was also considered as a interim based top for the market. Because of that, candles high and low was deciding the next direction for the near future. That particular Thursday's candle, last week Thursday's candle's low got broken with the 2 points short of its low value. So 25,331 it should have been closed, but it closed above below the 25,327 like on the Thursday's one. So because of that close, the market actually trying to come further down to attract buying, not because of any panic one. So that should be notified. So in all the way to attract the buying, the market on Friday got totally retraced by snapping the continuous 3 days of upside rally. After making this kind of retracement oriented behavior on the chart, the Nifty today based on the weak global cues also we can say, because almost neutral to weak trends are there, mainly from the regions of US and Europe, And in Asia, we can see some kind of mixed activities with neutrality. So in all the gatherness, we can take it for granted on the Indian markets. It would be on the negative side opening, but anyhow, the flat to negative only we can expect. But this kind of negative open would be an opportunity. Again, we are telling, so don't miss the opportunity. Those who are missed the rally in the recent days, or those who have intended to participate at the day, any markets dip. So that is what the opportunity based information we can share with. So after opening, the market would be eyeing for finding the direction further where it should go like. For that, one can actually determine that kind of behavior based on the level we are mentioning in advance to that behavior is happening on the charts or index. See, if the index 25,275 below sustained means, in any time frame we can take, but it would be very significant if it is confirmed by closing below 25,275 in larger time frame starting 1 hour. That should be minded. So after getting this kind of confirmation by closing below 25,275 for the day, in any 1 hour time frame or more than that time also one can take, that should be treated as a signal for further retracement or further continuation in the pullback like. If it does so, we can see the 25,070 maximum downside for the day, because this 25,145 may not be giving supporting hand if the 25,275 below Nifty sustained for 1 hour. Why means that 25,145 would be acting as mostly in the way of giving and buying opportunity than the selling one. So it may not be treated as a important zone for the day only, but overall positional basis, it is an interim range shift zone. So in the behavior analysis, we have found this based on the levels we are actually mentioning or discussing here. So one should follow the levels before entering into the positions or before constructing your positions based on the directions. So for direction getting, this 25,275 can be treated as a pivotal point for your trading decisions. On the sectors front, based on the news for the information technologies sector, that was the US based one announced the H-1B visa fee hikes for the new applicants. That would be anyway dent the or increase the expenditure for the IT companies who are actually mainly depending on the US clients or US business also we can say. In future, it may be impacting the balance sheet of every major companies who are all dependent to US business, US region oriented business. So that would be in act today. After announcement, this was the first day, no? So that would be acting very importantly on IT sector. So impacting on the negative side probably. So that can be utilized to build or reducing the positions on the long side for the time being. And even you can think of building the put options, that also for the time being. Provided if any changes in this news or announcement in any future days, that will have a huge impact on IT stocks than it is having based on the impact of that. After IT, pharmaceuticals, which has already started moving up and having some positivity, and that will be expected in the way of continuation for the sector. So pharmaceuticals also focused for building long. But in the large cap space, the mixed kind of activities only can see. it will be better for selecting the mid and small cap oriented stocks in case positional based long buildup is there. And afterwards, the realty sector can also focus. It is having some positivity, but that may be disturbed because of this today's market retracement oriented activities. So the realty sector, if it is giving any downside, that can also be utilized for building the long, not for exiting the position. If you are having already, also can keep the positions by maintaining the stop loss, and you can build the further or accumulate further positions around the support zones, as like we have explained for the Nifty. So realty will be acting as core for the upcoming days. And defense for the day, one can expect some kind of mixed activities with the shipping companies and all doing well, and Bharat Electronics, BHEL, BEML kind of companies and are trying to retrace somewhat in line with the Nifty's movement. Capital goods is the next sector one can watch, and which is having some positivity further to climb up. So one can watch out these kind of stocks under the sector. Metal would be the final one in the sectors we have listed here to watch out. With the mining companies having some momentum, power oriented mining companies would be, that means coal or any other related power oriented mining companies. And afterwards, it may be on the aluminum, then steel. These are the chronological order based segmentation one can watch out in the metal sector. On the stocks front, the day traders can focus on Power Grid Corporation based on news, Railtel Corporation, NetWeb Technologies, Lupin, Shipping Corporation of India, and Garden Reach Shipbuilders. All stocks here listed are based on news. So that can be focused for getting an enhanced trading opportunities for the day traders. From the positional perspective, we are expecting, until otherwise it is closing above last Thursday's high 25,448, or roundly we can say 25,500 even, until it is making a close above that level or zone. We can expect a range bound trading on Nifty by respecting every support, because the supports are many, starting from small one at the 25,275 and 25,070 and all, with the interim support of 25,145, which is very important for the positional trades. And the bigger one would be around 25,000 to 24,900. So within these ranges, one can see the range bound activity is going to drive the markets in current week. And more importantly, as we have explained for the Indian volatility index, that is already in bottom and expected to reverse somewhat. For that, the volatility index in India closing above 10.89, or roundly we can roughly take the 11 above close if it is giving means. The probability for making till the 12 to 13 level also may happen, which means what? The volatility may get increased with the downward bias. Until it is trading below this 10.89 level, one can actually keep enjoying the bullishness as well as the sideways consolidation. So until then, no worries. It is for making you all be alertive on the Indian volatility index levels. After breaking itself, you have to get aware about the further trend. It may be on volatility side, like that break value would be on 11 above, but the closing should be very important. If it is closing above 11 for consecutive 2 days, where you can decide that volatility is going to increase in Indian markets. Until then, no worries. Anyway, based on the range bound volatility expected on the market, and as well as the stock specific actions from the every core sector, it would be very important to maintaining the stop loss on every transactions you are making. That would be a great one to protect your capital as well as gaining best reward against the risk you are taking. That's it from today's pre-market outlook we can discuss. We wish everyone to have a fortune day, and we'll be meeting again in pre-market outlook section for tomorrow. Until then, we wish everyone have a great trading day. Thank you. Bye-bye.